The Sao Paulo Grand Prix in Brazil is one of the most iconic Grand Prix on the roster for this season. As the season is already getting much more interesting, we are going to see another interesting race in Brazil. You can always remember that Brazil has brought a lot of action, a lot of great races. We can remember 2019, the race between Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel, and we can see Ocon interfering with the race when Max had already almost won the race, and Esteban Ocon interfered, and it gave us another dynamics to the race. And that is what Brazil Grand Prix in Sao Paulo has always brought. Or should we look at 2021 when Lewis Hamilton surged from behind after taking pole position in the sprint, Max Verstappen checking his rear wings, the rear wings not compliant, Lewis Hamilton starting from behind the grid in the sprint to come fifth and coming in the main race to win the race? Or is it the action in the race in which Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen were tossing each other and they took themselves outside of the track and kept on racing until he was able to overtake? Or should we look at a lot of other iconic moments in Brazilian Grand Prix? Or should we look at the Brazilian Grand Prix in which Lewis Hamilton thought he came second and was disqualified, and the position given to Pierre Gasly because of the collision he had with Alex Albon? Great racing, great races in Sao Paulo. Or should we look at last year when the storm took out some parts of the grandstand seat of the stadium section? What a race it has always brought. And this year, like I said, it will be another spectacular one. With the cars already closed in on racing, we have McLaren in contention, we have Red Bull, and we have Ferrari in contention for both the WDC and WTC. That's the World Drivers' Championship and the World Constructors' Championship. Ferrari are leading Red Bull now, and we had a lot of news right from the past weekend with the telemetry analysis of Chris Horner down to Mercedes trying to hire a fashion director for Kimi Antonelli and George Russell as Lewis Hamilton is leaving. So they are preparing for that because Lewis Hamilton has brought fashion into Mercedes and into F1, and now that he is leaving and taking his brand Puma, Dior and Tommy Hilfiger to Ferrari, Adidas is partnering with Mercedes, so they need to bring in somebody that would manage the fashion. To Lewis Hamilton driving 18 Senna's McLaren MP4/5 this weekend on Saturday around 5 p.m. in Brazil, Sao Paulo, to commemorate the 30 years legacy that Ayrton Senna left behind because he died 30 years ago. To various news coming in from Brazil, you don't want to miss it. It's another sprint weekend that you don't want to miss because sprint weekends in Brazil is always great. It brings a lot of adrenaline and blood pumping action. We don't want to see blood on the track, but we want to see great racing. Hope it will not be another review of Austin, Mexico coming to Brazil. Will Max Verstappen be able to play it nice and cool here against his title rival that is closing up on him, or will he play it dirty again until we get to Brazil? We would know. There will be no time for team to do much setup after FP1 this weekend again because it's going to be great. What will Mercedes do with the little problems they're having with their upgrades or non-upgraded car? We will need to see how they will come over it in Brazil. But Brazil is not a place to bring upgrades or to learn from. They should have learned from Mexico. It's going to be another tight race because McLaren has always been a good car for the past 2-3 years in Brazil. Ferrari has been a good car in Brazil, and the Red Bull has been a good car in Brazil. So how do these guys run it out? It's going to be splendid. We are having the C3 as the hard, the C4 as the medium, and the C5 as the soft tire. This 18-inch tire will be having a -3 camber in front and -1.7 degree camber at the rear. Minimum starting pressure at the front will be 24 psi and 22 psi. It will be a lateral track that would give a lot of medium-sized throttle. The asphalt grip is great. It's a medium-sized abrasion, low asphalt abrasion, and track evolution is high. It's about 100% high in Brazil, Sao Paulo. Tire stress is medium, not much tire stress. The braking is medium, lateral is medium, and downforce is 80% downforce. So they needed a high downforce car in Brazil. It's a 71 lap race, and the lap record is held by Valtteri Bottas when he was in Mercedes. Race distance of 305,879 kilometers with a circuit length of 4.309 kilometers. It's going to be a very good race. You don't want to miss it. Catch you guys in Brazil. Enjoy the race. I love you guys. Bye. Cheers.